everyone, and welcome to Radioactive Radio. I'm Koisak.
And I'm Neve. We hope that you enjoy this podcast.
Today we will be talking about some stupid things we thought or did when we were little kids. Yeah, so welcome back everyone. I hope that you enjoyed our last podcast, and if you haven't listened to it, then,
check it out on SoundCloud.
Yeah, we have no idea how this one is going to go, because the last one, we've had the last one, and it was a success, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was pretty fun making it, though.
Yeah, I enjoy making these. So basically what we improved from last time is last time we didn't have headphones on while recording, which meant that our microphones picked up the other person's side. It was a bit of a mess, it was a bit of a pain in the neck to edit. But now we've decided to use headphones, so it's going to be much easier to edit and the result will be better.
Yep.
And I've decided that I've listened to the last podcast, and you know what, Neve? I've noticed that I keep saying the word like every second word or something. I think
it's your favorite word.
Yeah, I think that I'll play a clip of the last podcast in which I just keep saying like. Is that right now?
Yeah, let's just have a couple seconds to listen to that.
Yeah. And basically, we saw this guy dressed in purple. He had like this purple cloak, like weird like glasses with like one glass had an eyeball on it, like a real eyeball on it, and the other just had like a spring. Yeah, so that was it. As you can see, I just kept saying.
Yeah, you go crazy and like.
Yeah. So I was like walking like down the street, and like there was this like floating like turd like, and then like there was this like.
Oh my god, yeah.
So I'm planning to stop saying the word like every 2 words in this one. Okay, so moving on from the previous podcast. So kids. We were all kids once, and we are kids right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's face it, little kids are stupid.
They're little kids are really
Yeah, and maybe we are stupid. Maybe right now we're doing stupid things without realizing. Like
yeah, because we're basically kind of teens, but still kids. Like we're still stupid as hell. Yeah.
But some stupid things are bigger than other stupid things, and
that's what we're talking about today.
We're talking about really stupid things that we thought or did when we were little. And by little, I mean from the day we were born to like 8 or something.
Yeah,
something like that. Because right now, I'm nearly 13. Neve's 12. Is that right?
I'm around about like 5 months away till I'm 13. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm about. How long am I? I'm 2 months away from being 13.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll be talking about stupid things we did when we were about 8. So I think that I'm gonna start to fit all of these in. Should I start?
Yeah, sure. Let's begin.
So which one should I start with? Okay. So when I was in about when was this? Year 3. I was 7 years old at the time. I was a very gullible kid. You're
doing it again.
Yeah, I'm doing it again. So I believed everything that my friend Simon told me, and he was a big liar. I was a gullible kid, a perfect match. So he lied to me all the time, and I believed him in everything, and I copied him in everything. I remember once I went to his house, and I saw that whenever he gets some stickers, he just sticks them all on a piece of paper to make a picture. So I thought, I'm going to do that. And when I got home, I just used up all my stickers like that.
So, I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. I know, I'm such a... And another thing was, we had these recorder lessons, recorders, the pro instruments.
Yeah?
Recorders. We had recorder lessons, and my friend decided to quit because he thought that they were really boring. And obviously his mum told the teachers that he wants to quit. The teachers said fine. And as soon as I found out that he quit, I quit without telling anyone. I didn't tell the teachers. I just stopped turning up. I just stopped turning up just because he did. And I never told anyone.
Albert Einstein right there. Let's give him a little clap.
Yeah, I'm probably going to edit him around the applause.
Yeah. You must be so proud. Okay, okay,
yeah,
so...
and another thing was, we collected those kids' Doctor Who magazines called Doctor Who Adventures, which are really bad, but we used to collect them. And in one of them the gift was a gooey ball with a pupil on it, and it was called the Oodie, and it was really sticky and gooey. And when I went to my friend's house, Simon, he threw it on the ceiling. It turned out that he had thrown it on the ceiling and it was stuck. So he was making this chart saying how long it wasn't falling down. And I thought that was a hilarious idea. So what I did was I basically did the same when I got home, but my parents just shouted at me and told me to get it down, and we never got onto the chart. But I think that the most stupid thing that I believed him in was when he said that he never sleeps at night. He told me that at night he doesn't actually sleep. He told me that him and his brother get out of bed and hide. They trash the house, they flood the bathroom with water, and his dad has security cameras set up all over. Yeah, and his dad has security cameras set up all over the house, and he just and instead of sleeping, he just watches them on a TV every single night, and he chases them with a water gun. and that they wet tissues, scrunch them up into balls and throw them at his dad. And I thought, wow, that must be true. So what happened was I decided I'm going to do the same tonight.
Then you realize that most kids at this age go to sleep at like 8 o'clock and and like say like love you dad and then go to sleep.
Yeah. I said to my brother that day, Leon, today at midnight I am going to wake you up. And before I even got onto the big plan, he told my parents. They interrogated me. They asked me questions. What is your plan?
Zach, what is your plan?
I told them the truth. They weren't impressed. So yeah, that's something.
Yep, that is something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So here is my turn. I'm only gonna go over one for right now, and then I'll keep going. But first off, I want to start with Disneyland. Now, this was I think a lot of you guys know this place called Disneyland. It's a pretty awesome place.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, everyone.
I've never been there though.
Sad face. So when I was a kid, I was always there, and if you guys don't know, I would get lost in theme parks every time I went there. Like literally, I would like see like a guy in like a Mickey costume, and I would like go run at him and think he's my new like dad, and basically every single time I would get lost. I remember this is what happened. I ended up getting lost so much. Every time we went to a theme park, my parents had to end up looking for me for like an hour because I was always thinking like I remember when I turned 6 and I got lost. I was actually thinking, oh, this is actually not that bad. And one of the people gave me free cotton candy, and I thought I was pretty lucky. So I kept doing it, and then I ended up getting the worst punishment ever. My parents, because I kept running, put a leash on my backpack so I couldn't run. They were just like, I'm like, hey, look, it's Mickey. No, boy, stay back. I'm like, wait, what are you doing? No, stay back. And
I could just picture you in a back on a leash.
Yeah, I'm just like a dog. I'm like, and they're like, no, sit. So that was one of my best Disneyland experiences ever.
Yeah, well,
and I was like on Space Mountain.
Whenever I see kids like that with on leashes, I just feel so sorry for them. Like poor kids. Their parents must be so overprotective.
And then I went one time I went on Space Mountain, and that's when I had my leash, and I was like, I'm gonna jump off, and I was like, no, bad name. I almost jumped off of it. That's why they attached like a leash to me. So yeah, that's my Disneyland childhood experience. Now, Koisak, you can take it from here.
Yeah, good job. Okay, which one? Okay, which one should I do?
I don't know.
I've got quite a lot on my list. Let me just do a police topic. So, just some interpretations I've had of the police when I was little, and basically, one thing was when I was in year 2, not even year 2, I think I was about 6. Yeah, I was about 6.
Okay.
And at the time, my parents watched loads of really, really over-the-top violent movies about people kidnapping people, murder. I never knew the name of any of those shows, but I just sometimes walked in on them watching them. Sometimes I just saw some scenes, and in one scene in one of those movies, there were these people in balaclavas going around carrying guns, and they were just pointing them to people, saying, and they were obviously robbers, but I thought that they were policemen. So I thought that the police were just people who were really violent, and they did. I knew that they stopped crimes, but I thought that they did it in a really violent way.
Okay.
That they literally took out guns and shot everyone around the crime scene. So what I thought happened was, one day I was walking to school with my mum, because at the time I walked to school with my mum. And what happened was, when we were about to cross the road, this car stopped to let us through, and when we crossed, the car stopped and it couldn't move. His engine died, and the cars behind him kept going beep beep. So then I decided to ask my mum, Mum, why is it that whenever someone's engine dies, everyone's car at the back, they just keep going beep beep? And when I said beep beep, there was a car in front of us with its window open and someone looking at us. And because I was speaking Polish to my mum and we were in England, I thought that guy would just listen to me and hear beep beep, and I thought that he was going to think that I was saying beep beep because I wanted him to move, and I thought that he was going to call the police on us.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was scared.
Thought he was gonna.
Yeah, I thought that he was thinking, oh my god, that kid is saying beep beep, wanting me to move. I'm calling the cops on him. And I was just imagining that any second now, a police car would just open up and these guys in balaclavas and bulletproof vests would just come out with guns and...
I'm gonna get you. You're just like, yeah, how old were you? Just like, hey mama, what did this... I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna freaking kill you.
I was
just 6. Oh gosh.
So, yeah. Another story to do with police that happened. This one's a bit bigger than this one. I was older when this story takes place, but it seems like I'm actually dumber. So, I was in year 5. Back then I was about 9 years old, and I was absolutely terrified. My number one fear was being left alone in my house. Like, my parents, when they wanted to go shopping to Tesco's or somewhere, they just wanted to leave us at home. I was terrified. I just, as soon as they left, I was just at the window all the time thinking, when are they going to come back? What if they don't come back? And I was so scared every time. One day, they were going to hospital to do something, and when they came back, they were out for like 2 hours. I literally started crying when they were away, and I was 9. 9.
9.
Yeah, 9. And
I'm proud of you, Quisak.
I burst out crying one day because I was so scared. And then I just saw my parents come back. I thought, oh, I'm going to become an orphan. They're not going to come back. And then they came back, and I was... So, one day, there was this thing in my school called Pop Connection, and I was quite a smart kid then because I hated pop music. Good job, me from the past. And there was this thing, basically, where this lady came into our school, and our year, basically, what we had to do is... She had a load of Christmas pop songs. They're real earworms. They just get stuck in your head because they're so terrible. I still remember the lyrics of all of them. And they're basically these Christmas songs, which are pop songs. It's especially written for a Pop Connection thing. And what was happening was... we had to learn them with her, and to this backing track we had to sing them, and most of the girls enjoyed it. They were like, yeah, it's so cool. But then there was me. I was not singing on purpose, and if I was singing, I was just opening my mouth with a tiny 1mm gap, just... I was singing like that, just to demonstrate how much I hated it. And what was happening was, we had to, again?
Hey guys, wait, stop for a second. How about we count? At the end of the video, we're gonna count up how many times Koisak said like, and we'll see.
I'm going to try to improve it in every episode.
Yeah.
I dream
That's
of an
his
episode.
challenge for the video.
I hope that I have an episode without me saying like. Yeah,
That
so
would
where
be
was
awesome.
I? Okay, so this big thing happened on my dad's birthday. I just realised that this happened on my dad's birthday. And what happened was, on my dad's birthday, which was the 12th of December, we had to perform it at this local church. And the church was literally 2 houses away from my house. So what happened was, I really didn't want to do it, and when we had our final rehearsal, which was actually in the church, the people who were 100% not doing it could go and sit at the side while everyone else rehearsed. So I thought, I could lie and say that I'm just not going to do it. So I sat at the side with my friends, because they weren't doing it, and we just watched everyone else sing, and I thought, this is fun, I get to skip it. But my brother, he was doing it, and then the teachers were like, are you sure you're not making this up, because your brother's doing it? And I said, no, I'm not going. And then when we went home, because me and my brother went home on our own, I told my parents, Mum, Dad, I'm not doing it, I'm planning to stay on my own. And I thought, I'm going to stay on my own, I'm not going to be scared this time. So they let me stay, and they said, we'll be back by 9 o'clock, but we might come later. We might return later. So I said, okay, bye. So I was playing on the computer, playing a load of games, playing Call of Duty 2, because that's what I played back then.
Yeah.
Playing some other online games, because back then I only played online games in Call of Duty 2. And soon enough it was 9 o'clock. 10 minutes later, no sign of my parents. And I was terrified. I ran down the stairs, because I lived in a flat back then. I opened the front door, looked all around, there was no one there. I ran back inside, I was so terrified. And this just might be the dumbest thing I ever did. I thought they got kidnapped, so I called the police.
Really?
I called the police, yes.
Oh my god. How old were you?
9. And it was
Amazing.
on my dad's...
Amazing.
It was on my dad's birthday.
So we had to deal with that on your...
And guess what? So
What?
first I called the police, and the operator said, would you like the fire brigade, would you like the ambulance, or would you like the police? And I said, police, please. They linked me up to the police, and then they said hello, and I said, my parents went to this went to the church, which is literally right next to our house, and they were there for 2 hours, and they still haven't come back. I think they went missing. I think they might have been murdered, or they might have got kidnapped. And that happened, and then she said, calm down, okay, slow down, calm down. So what happened, repeat it slowly, and I was saying it, and my heart was beating so fast. And then what happened was, I was about to explain it, and I think they were just about to send the police over, and then I heard someone coming up the stairs, and I said, hang on a minute, I hear someone coming up the stairs. So I put the phone down, and then my dad opened the door, and I said, hi. Hi. And then I ran back to the phone, and I said, he's back, bye. I put the phone down, and I thought that was just going to be it. I thought, this is good. So my dad will never find out. This is good. So he came in and he said, you alright? And I said, yes. He said, what are you doing here? I said, nothing. And then the phone rang again. So I picked up the phone, and it was the police woman. And she said, hi, can I have a word with your dad for a minute? So then I just said, Dad, I was so scared that I called the police. And he looked so mad.
Oh.
He looked so mad. So he said, what? So I just handed him the phone and ran to my room. I didn't hear what the policewoman said. I just heard my dad talking to her. And I thought that he was just going to be fine with it. I thought that, he's just going to be, he called the police. As soon as he put the phone down, he started swearing at me, shouted at me so much.
Oh my god.
Then my mum came in, and I was hoping that he would keep it a secret from her. And then he told her. My mum looked so terrified. Everyone was shouting at me. I got banned from the computer for a week.
Dang.
Only a week. I was expecting if
that was
yeah.
You know, if I was like that and they said if that happened to me, I would be like they said, can we speak to your dad? And I would be like, yes, hold on, and be like, hello, I'm his dad.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's like, no, you sound like that kid. I'm like, no, I'm his dad.
No, I was smart enough then. The reason why my parents were mad at me so much, because I was no longer a stupid kid who just said, "What's that? What's that?" to everything. I was a smart kid who helped my parents, who was really good all the time. But then one day they come back and find out that I called the police while they were away. So he never sent a police car, but you know, if my parents came 5 minutes later, they would have sent a police car. I was so lucky to have them come back so early. But yeah, that's probably one of my worst memories. They were mad at me for the next 2 days, and my next day was ruined because the next day we went on a school trip at school to see this play, and because of all that, the play was just ruined for me. It wasn't fun for me because I was just thinking about what I did yesterday all the time.
Dang, that's I don't know if that can top my next story, but here I go. Okay, so I'm gonna just tell you my story. So basically, I have 2 quick little stories about my childhood. First off,
I think you should just tell one of them right now because you know how many you have. And
okay, well, basically,
we're trying to spread this out.
Yep. So basically, babies. Now, babies. I was about 7 years old, and I thought, this is what I thought. I was always like saying to my friends and bragging like I knew where babies came from. So I was always like saying, "Did you know, did you know that babies actually came from spaceships from Mars? The parents called Mars and the Martians, and they make babies from rocks." Did you know that?
Did you actually think that that's what happens?
Yes, because I searched it up on the internet, and I was really bad at spelling. Actually, I still have that page open from my old computer. I still have that in my history, and I searched up. I didn't know how to spell right.
Hang on, is my mic fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, because I just changed the frequency by accident.
Okay, well.
Yeah, moving on.
So basically, it's kind of what happened was
So did someone just troll you?
No, I trolled myself. I searched up how babies are born, but I didn't know how to use a computer, so I clicked weird fake stories of how babies are born. And then I kept telling my mom every day, and she's like, "Yes, that's how babies are born." And every time she would sigh, be like, "Oh, thank God." And then I would just brag to my friends, and they would think I was because I knew, and they didn't. I would pretend like I was a god or something. So for the past week, everyone was like, "You are so smart. How do you know this? I think you are the smartest person in the world." And I'm like pretending I'm like the king, and I'm like, "Yes, I know." 1 week after that, one of my friends says, "I actually know how babies are born," and then. He also thought that he thought babies were born from Jupiter, not Mars, Jupiter. Okay, I don't know where the hell these ideas are coming from, but he thought it was from Jupiter. So then they thought he was the king too.
It's obviously Venus. Well,
yeah, I didn't find that out till I was 10. It was
actually,
Venus.
It's Uranus.
Uranus, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That's like the best. Hey, we're so pro. Okay, so that's the story of babies, how I thought babies came. But
yeah, I was gonna because I always knew where babies come from, really. But
really?
Yeah, I always knew that. It's just, but I had different interpretations of how people actually get pregnant. And
okay.
I had some quite weird ideas. I thought that when a girl falls in love, she just immediately gets pregnant. That's how I thought it works. I don't judge me. I was a weird kid.
Well, I'm not gonna judge you. I thought they came from Mars, okay? So I'm not gonna try to judge you. Now, before I go to you, I actually have
Yeah.
So basically, The next one is pool sharks. Now, what I thought is I was like 5 years old, and I'm just gonna be doing one more before it's your turn, and I'm just gonna say, the pool. All of us love swimming, especially when we're little kids and stuff. And basically, what I thought was kind of that the pool was just like a weird place. So I loved swimming, and then 2 weeks later, I saw this documentary my mom was watching about sharks, and I was like, I started the biggest fear ever. And since then, I was like I thought that sharks could come into your pool and kill you. So for 2 years, I never stepped 1 foot into a pool. 2 years. I would always think sharks are in this pool. So for 2 years, I never ever went in a pool because I thought sharks were gonna eat me or something. And then I found out that actually the truth is they would probably die, but I still thought that they were real. So I made a kind of protection, and this part is actually kind of sad. I was really dumb. So what I did was, if you've seen a pool, you know that there's like the place where water comes from, that little thing that cleans the pool.
Oh, yeah, that
like
little weird hole.
Yeah, that hole. So basically, I completely said, okay, no sharks are coming. So I clogged up the hole completely. I got like all my clothes.
Seriously?
And put them in, so I clogged the hole completely. And my parents had to pay like $100 to fix it. But then I was like,
damn,
Mom, I'm the hero. I did it. No sharks are gonna eat us. And she was just like, oh, Neve,
I'm gonna kill you in your sleep.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, Neve, that's such a good idea. So he turns around, she's like, she has a gun in her hand. She's like,
yeah.
Soon, my precious, soon. Okay, so Corsac, you can go on now.
Okay, I think that I'm just gonna give you, because I'll save the long stories till the end. So I'm just gonna quick fire about three stupid, just random things that I thought. So I used to think, those professional animations that people make and professional videos.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to think that they're just made using Movie Maker and Paint.
So you thought that?
Yeah, and I tried to make one. So I literally just tried to do stop motion. So I tried to do Teletubbies drowning. So I did Poe. I drew Poe on Paint really badly, and then I just did about 5 slides of just bubbles around Poe, just moving up each slide slightly, so that it looks like they're floating up. And each slide, when I put it into Movie Maker, lasted about 1 second each. So it was just duh.
You're so pro.
I know. I think that's how Jurassic Park was made. I think they made Jurassic Park using Paint and Movie Maker.
Yeah, that's how everyone makes CGI, man.
Yeah, that's CGI. Paint. You just need Paint and Movie Maker.
Yeah, anyone can do it. See, look, want to see some of my CGI? I'm so pro. I made a little spider dying. It took me about 2 years to make. It lasts about 2 seconds. Very proud of myself.
Spider dying. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just think of some other things. So I've already got the Scared of Being Alone. What else do I have? Oh god, I can't find this. Okay. Just hold on a minute. I'm just trying to find one. Okay. I used to think, that when someone's born, they get given a name.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to think that you just make up their surname like that, and I was 4 at the time. I used to think that you just make up his first name's gonna be Ludwig, and his surname's gonna be Donut.
That.
So basically, when my little brother was born, and he was born when I was about 3.5, I said call him Jumpy, because he always jumped about in my mum's to me. So I always called him Jumpy. And also, I said, why don't we call him Jumpy Tickly? and then when
that would haunt him his whole life if that actually happened.
And then when we decided that his name's going to be Leon, and he was actually born, I said, his first name's Leon and his surname is Tickly. And he said, no, his surname's Ludwig. I said, no, that's our surname. We need to give him a new one.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I wasn't that smart. if you can see that. Oh yeah, and
I can see that.
And when I was in primary school, you know that a stranger is basically someone that you don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I used to think that a stranger is a name for someone who's strange, so I used it as an insult. So like when someone said something, I said, "No, shut up, you stranger."
You are the ball man. You keep wrecking these people. Like, oh my gosh!
I shreked them so hard. Just.
Yeah,
you're stupid. Well, you're a stranger.
Oh, wrecked.
Get wrecked, MLG. I was the pro at giving insults. People dropped like flies when I offended them.
Just
speechless.
Speechless.
What are you gonna say now, you stranger?
Take that, stranger. Oh. Okay.
And then one day I found out that it's just people that you don't know, and I thought, oh god.
Oh, that's
so many people must think that I'm stupid right now.
I think everyone thinks we're both like really stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take it for here for just one quick little story. This was when I turned 8, and I was I wouldn't consider myself old, but I knew a couple things. When I was 8, I thought humans could fly. Now this story doesn't end up well. It's actually a pretty failed story. So I spent the next 2 weeks seeing if I could fly. So basically what I did is I got 2 blankets and I put them on 2 like sticks I found in my backyard, and I thought those are gonna be my wings. I attached it to a backpack. I put handles on it using sticks, and then I was like, okay, safety first. I put a helmet on, and I went, okay, so this part is kind of a fail, and it could have ended up really bad, and I was really lucky. So I was the dumbest kid in like the universe. So what I did was I said, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to the top of my house, which is like 2 stories tall, and I'm gonna jump off of it and see if I can fly. And I was so lucky after this. So basically, what I did was my parents were at home. I thought I was like a rebel, and I was going to be the first person to ever show the world that I can fly.
Neve, you just reminded me of a story that I could do, so you know what, I'm going to tell my flying story next.
Okay.
I didn't actually try to fly, but, you know.
Okay, so I got the wings, and I started like bringing them up and down, and started saying, okay, this is going to be it. So I ran, and then I jumped off the roof. And this is what happened. So I was falling. So I was like, I'm flying for like 2 seconds. And it's like, what's happening? And then I stopped like dropping to the ground and falling and falling and falling. And if we didn't have a pool in our backyard, I would have been dead. So I literally jumped off the roof using 2 blankets, a stick, and a helmet, thinking I would live.
Neve, are you making this up, or is this true? Because
I'm actually true.
This one's not really that believable. If this is true, then wow.
I know it's really hard to believe. It's just, oh my god. Probably that's the dumbest thing I ever did when I was a kid. I have the weirdest history ever. Like literally, it's really, oh my god. It's actually true, but it's really, really sad at how dumb I was.
Okay, I don't think that I'm gonna tell my flying story. It's not that interesting. It's just, I'll tell it, but it's really not that interesting. So, when I was little, I was in hospital for a certain amount of time. So, it's true. Well, so, when I was little, how old was I? I was between 4 and 5 years old, and basically, I caught this weird virus, and I had to go to hospital. And I stayed there for about a month. And what happened was, I was really embarrassed about it. I didn't want to be in hospital. It was just so embarrassing that I was just so weak with a disease in hospital. And when I was at hospital, when my parents were next to me, they called my grandma and my granddad, and they said, guys, Ludwig's at hospital. And And I said, no, don't tell them. And they said, I already did. And you know what? So I literally made them give me the phone, and I said, Grandma, Grandpa? And they said, yes. So I said, but say that they didn't say it to you, because they were lying. And then my grandma said, they didn't say it to us. And I thought, do you know that I'm in hospital? And they just lied, and they said, no. So I said, good, they don't know now.
Oh,
and I thought, I literally thought they don't know now. So I thought, yes, now they don't know, it's a secret.
Yes, you are a pro.
And I hated being in hospital, and my grandma always brought me notepads so that I could be entertained there. And what happened was, sometimes I would rip 2 pages out at once, and what I would do is, I had scissors as well, so I cut at the bottom, like, little... So, basically, I snipped the paper with the scissors every 2 centimetres, and it was full piece of paper, so that it looked like wings with, like, tips of feathers, and then I would hold them, and I would say to the staff of the hospital, and the other people there, that I'm going to fly away, using these wings.
Yeah, you are smart.
So I'd literally flap them around and think that I'm going to start flying, and everyone looked at me and thought, poor kid. I don't think he's only got a virus. I think he might have got some brain damage.
Yeah, he has brain damage. Okay, well...
Since that was quite short, I'm just going to say one more story, and it's about cool trends at school. What all the cool kids did. When I was in year 2, I was 6 years old. You know what I always did? I was such a rebel. And what I did was, instead of wearing my shoes, normally, I crossed my Velcro.
Oh,
so I made it look like an X. And then when that trend died out, what I did was, I had one shoe with crossed Velcro, the other normal. Oh, so badass, I know.
So badass.
Yeah. And, another cool trend. This one lasted for longer. This was throughout all of primary school, except year 6, because I stopped being stupid when I was in year 6. And basically, what happened was, it was embarrassing and not cool to have your coat on. So whoever had their coat on was like a loser and a nerd.
Really?
Yeah, so, and whoever had their coat or hat on was a nerd, and what I would always do is when my parents always made me wear a coat and a hat to school when it was cold, reasonably, and I said, no, I don't want them. And then as soon as I got to school and they drove away, I just took my hat off and I just took my coat off.
You are. So you would freeze.
I would freeze, and I would catch the cold so many times, just to prove that I'm the cool kid who cannot be controlled. I am a rebel that cannot be controlled. I don't wear my coat. I would rather freeze than wear a coat.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah.
That is a rebel.
Oh yeah, and it was also cool to have wet hair after the rain. So when it was raining, everyone would purposefully take their hood off, and then they'd just come in with wet hair. All the cool kids with wet hair. Oh god.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
sometimes others just didn't bring coats, but I just took my hood off on purpose to look like the other kids.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna take it from you really quickly, and I'm gonna tell you a story. It's gonna be a little weird, but this story actually happened, and I thought, okay, so I have a couple more stories, about 2-3 left, and one of my stories is that I thought I could be a pirate. So basically, you know those, and this is the
That's
same
what
time
all pirates say. Every single pirate in history said arg. Yeah.
Arg, matey.
Arg, matey. And they all had parrots, they all had peg legs, and they all had beards and eye patches.
Yeah, so
every single pirate ever.
So I would buy on Amazon. I bought on Amazon a beard and an eye patch, and I was obsessed with being a pirate. So I got a sword. This is actually right after I saw Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and I was really obsessed, and I wanted to be like Jack Sparrow. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a ship, and I'm gonna go, and I'm going to go through the water and be the best pirate in the world. So what ended up happening was basically I went on a ship, I guess, but let me explain what the ship was made out of. So you know those laundry bins where usually your family puts laundry in that has holes and stuff in it?
Oh yeah, every pirate ship has one.
Yes, every pirate. But I heard you say...
A pirate ship is not complete without one of them.
Yes. Now, for me, I thought a pirate ship should be made out of that. I was really dumb, and I didn't know that water would come through the holes. So I thought I would go into my pool with that laundry bin. I would put all my cool supplies, and I would go through the ocean, and I would wait for my sister to come in the pool, and I would defeat her and take all her gold. So basically, I got in the laundry bin, and I jumped in the boat with all my clothes, all my supplies, and it didn't end well. In under 4 seconds, it it got completely drowned up, and I was just laying in the water, saying, "I, matey, I failed in life." Literally, I just completely failed.
Your sister has gold.
Yeah, no, I thought she had gold. She had she had Barbies, so I would think the Barbies are the gold Maydays. We got to get it, and I thought I had my own crew.
Barbies are a big currency.
Yeah. I would bring my toys as my crew, and rest in peace, Bobby 607. He was my Star Wars toy. That was my crew member that died on that day. I'll never forget him.
His death shall always be in vain.
Yes, always be in vain. So, yeah, Koisak, you can go on from here.
Okay, I'm going to do some more. How many more do you have?
I have one more.
Okay, I'm just going to do some more rapid-fire quick ones, which take really short to say. Okay, so basically, I already told you this one, but I used to think that swearing is illegal.
Oh, so you thought
yeah, so whenever someone swore, I thought, oh my god, they're swearing, oh my god. I was so terrified. Yeah. Another one was, I already told you this one as well. I used to think that I was the only YouTuber who wasn't older than 13. I thought, yes, look at me, the only kid on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's a pro.
Yeah, rebel. So
#rebel.
Yeah. So another one was, you know that all these scam adverts when you go on a website and it says, "Hey, and it says this advert you are the 1 millionth visitor.
Oh gosh.
Here, claim your iPad." Yeah. I remember the first time I saw one of them, and that was the first time I found out about game consoles. And it's when I went to my friend's house and we played on a PlayStation, and I thought, whoa, this is so cool. And then when I got home, I was on this website, and it showed this puzzle with a triangle with more triangles inside it, and it said, how many triangles are in this picture? A, 4, B, 5, C, 6. If you answer correctly, you might win a PlayStation. And I thought, whoa. First thing I did, I clicked on it, and then it said, your first name, surname, age, date of birth, phone number, address, postcode, email address, email password. And so I thought, I'm going to fill all this in. So I filled in my email password, everything I knew, and then I went up to my parents and I said, Mom, what's our phone number? Because I need it, I'm entering a contest. And I said, what? And I showed them, and I said, look, it showed on this advert that you can win a PlayStation, and they told me that it's a scam, and I said, what? I was so excited. I thought that I was going to win a PlayStation, but no.
That must have been the saddest moment in your life.
No, the police one was the worst.
Oh.
Yeah. So, another one was, electric guitars.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to think that they are unsafe. You know why? I heard this story on the news when I was in year 2 about this guy who got electrocuted by an electric guitar and he died. And from that day on, I always thought that it's really easy to get electrocuted by an electric guitar. And I thought that if you put 2 fingers on a string at once, you'll get electrocuted or something. And I thought, oh god, these are unsafe. I'm never going to play an electric guitar ever. And then one day, when I told you before we recorded the podcast about my music school, Innovation Music? Well, on the day that they first visited my school, which was where I got the idea of playing the drums from, they visited the school, and what happened was, they visited our school, and they brought a drum kit in, they brought guitars in, they brought pianos in, they brought keyboards in, everything. And in assembly, what they were doing is they let people volunteer to play some of the instruments. So they said, "Who wants to play the drum kit?" And someone put their hand up. I said, "Oh, they're gonna be playing the drum kit." And then what happened was he said, "Who wants to play the guitar?" And, "Oh, I want to play the guitar." So someone said, and then he said, "Okay, you can play the guitar." And I thought, "Oh, he's gonna play the guitar." And he said, "Who wants to play the electric guitar?" And I thought, "What? He's letting them play the electric guitar? Is he trying to kill them?" And I thought that they were literally gonna die. And I thought, oh my god, they're gonna kill them. They're gonna kill them, because I thought they were gonna get electrocuted.
Oh, so that's great. Oh my god. Okay, so I
think I've got one more, maybe. Let me just check if I've got any more of those from the rapid fire that I could add. I've pretty much said almost all of mine. It's just you're gonna say yours, and then I'm just gonna say about 2 more, and then I would have listed all of mine.
Okay, so I'll take it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, we have a special treat for you guys, just to spice up this episode a bit. Basically, when I was a kid, I wrote books, and I thought I was going to become the best author in the world.
So did I, but I was slightly older than you when I did it.
Yeah, mine was like 6-7 years old, and I thought I was the best author.
I started when I was 7, and I ended when I was 10.
You know, my writing's changed so much since then, but here we go. Let's read one of my books, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna edit in some music to make it look more like a professional reading.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna, if you guys, I will be, actually doing a featuring episode. I'll be reading this whole book, or a couple pages of this book in a chapter on my YouTube channel.
Please do that soon. Please do that soon.
Yeah, I will do that soon. Okay. So, here we go. Ready?
Yep. I was born ready.
Okay, so here we go.
Clear your throats first. Be more professional.
Yes. Okay, so here we go. If you're in need to find out how to survive elementary school, you came to the right place. If you go to Stanborough Elementary School, well, you're in luck. I know everything about elementary school. You might as well call me the master. From the evil lunch ladies to the big bold teachers, elementary school is the hardest thing you can possibly imagine. So I'm just gonna stop right there. Then this is like from Diver Wimpy Kid. I completely thought that's exactly like every elementary school was the most intense. Like almost like all the gangsters were in elementary school, and middle school and high school were for like little kids.
Yeah, I remember when we were all little and we thought that primary school or elementary school in your case. Oh god, this is the hardest thing ever. School probably never gets harder than this, and now I'm in secondary school and it's just horrible, really hard. Okay. And then there's going to be college after that, and university. It's going to be
college. I thought it was like the easiest thing in the world. Well, I'm going to quickly continue. But when I'm famous and people want to know my story, just show them this book, and you'll be legendary. Okay, let's start with chapter 1. That was the introduction. I'll read about 2 pages from here, and then we will.
This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Just a question. Did you win an award for this? Did you win
yes, I won the Nobel Prize in Literature.
Oh.
So, yeah, that makes sense, right? Okay. Elementary school can be a drag. There's some people that just want to knock you out of your socks and give you food poisoning.
True.
Those people are the lunch ladies. You'll think most lunch ladies are like, I'm going to give you a fruit roll-up, la la la. But they're different. They try to make your lunch as miserable as possible. We call them wit one and wit's poo. I can't even. I just can't even. Wits one and wits poo. This is. I thought that was the funniest joke ever. I was like, wits poo. That is. Oh my god. Okay.
Comedy gold.
Comedy. Yep. Which one sense?
You need to get on a talent show or something with that.
Yeah, American Got Talent. American Got Talent. Okay, so here we go. which one stands for annoying, self-centered brat, and which poo? Well, you probably know it. I even made a song. Oh gosh.
Here we go.
Which one is so ugly? Her face is bigger than a mummy. Her hands are like boogers. Oh, number 2 always goes poo and makes the egg salad stink like her grandma's bikini. Oh.
Wow.
I know. I thought that would be like the most intense thing ever.
Neve, how was this song not on the top 40 charts list?
I know. Let's just put that in some music.
That's the number 1 hit.
Oh, yo, which one is so ugly?
You're
her
just
face
gonna
is bigger than a mummy. Her hands are like boogers. Oh, it's number 2. Always goes poo and makes the egg salad stink like her grandma's bikini. Just put some music on that. It will sound awesome.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have some fun with that. So,
yep.
Neve, you're gonna get a load of teenage girls saying, "Oh my God, Neve, he's the best, Neve."
Yeah, I love this song. It's gonna be on everyone's ringtone. Okay, so next page, I'm gonna read 1 or 2 more. Which one? Do you want me to read one more or 2?
Yeah, 2.
Okay. They don't really give special treatment to anyone. I remember when I was a food critic for our school, and when I asked for at least a decent treatment, I ended up with a mouthful of raw spaghetti. So when it comes to lunch ladies, the nurses have to be close aware because most kids may get food poisoning and end up to the front step of the nurse's office. Okay. Next page. Okay, now it's time to talk about why most kids go home after visiting the nurse's office. The nurses there don't even care about their clients. I spelled clients wrong. And they
clients.
The clients. They louse off and watch ABC News. ABC News, oh yeah, this is where I mean not ABC News, it says, that's what I was thinking. I said, louse off and watch Barney and Me. So yeah, the nurses would watch Barney and Me while the kids were vomiting in their pants. And then I drew like a little picture of 3 pants vomiting.
Oh God.
The Barney and Me was actually pretty interesting. Once, when I had a stomach flu, I could louse off and watch Barney and Me all day. Did you know that Barney retired at age 54? And and did you also know that Barney, what was this? Barney ate spaghetti and pooped on his face. Okay, that's good. I didn't know Barney and Me could be so interesting. And the last paragraph before I go. But let's get to the point. The person who had to clean up all the vomiting from the nurse's floor and the rat droppings at the school kitchen. Did you know, fun fact, that scientifically rat drop is in the food company called Very Healthy for People. So I thought back then rat drops were actually healthy for people. But the person that cleans up all of that is a janitor, Larry. We call him Big L, or for short, Big L was my best friend from my first day at school, and that was a long, long time ago. And then I have a little cartoon of this like really fat janitor with chips and saying, "These are good." So that's, if you guys want to see more of my book when I was really young, you can check out my channel. You guys can see more of that.
No, Neve, you need to stop writing your new book and just publish this one instead.
Yep, I know. This is going to be the next published book. Just check that out. Now we're going to have Koisak. You may go for your last topic of the day before we end up this episode.
Well, I'm just going to say the last things. You know when you're sharpening a pencil or you're just drawing with a pencil and it snaps and that little piece of lead from the top is just on your paper?
Yep.
Yeah, when I was little, I never put them in the bin. I just picked them up and threw them to the other side of the room. And, here we go again. Okay, I'm gonna need to remember to do that countdown. So, yeah, basically, the lead, I'd get up and a few hours later, I'd come back and it was gone. And it was obviously my mum just picking it up and putting it in the bin, but I was amazed. I thought, wow, they must just disappear on their own. So you know what I always did? No, not always. What I once did was I was drawing and a piece of lead just snapped off my pencil, so I thought, oh yes, this is my moment to check if this works. So I picked it up, threw it to the other side of the room, I looked at it lying there, and I thought, now, any second now it's going to disappear. Any second now. It just stayed there.
2 hours later.
No, so I closed my eyes, I was like, I just said again. So I closed my eyes, then I opened them, it was still there. So I was shaking, just wishing so much, thinking, come on, it's going to disappear any second now. I opened my eyes, it was still there. So for 15 minutes I was just sitting there, looking away, looking back, making sure that just checking if it disappeared or not. It's a bit sad, that's 15 minutes of my life which I'll never get back.
You'll never get back, just staring
well
at
spent.
lead.
Actually, it was quite well spent looking at lead and closing my eyes.
That must have been really exciting though, man.
Yeah, any second now I was gonna. What else was there?
Any second.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. This one might be a bit. I don't know. It might be offensive. I don't know. But you know, when I started YouTube, I saw that most people on YouTube are American, are from the USA. So I thought that, you know what, I'm going to pretend to be from the USA.
Oh my god.
So in my videos, I was faking an American accent.
Let's see how it sounded like.
Oh god, I can't even remember. You know what, I'm just gonna, from my old channel, there's still a video up. I might leave a link to it in the podcast description. It's a video called, what was the name of the video? I think it's Lego Chainsaw Fail. It's a video made of Lego stop motion, really badly made, and it's me, and I'm faking an American accent for all the characters because, and it's really bad. It's not even realistic. It sounds like a guy squeaking. It's terrible. And I thought, now everyone's gonna think that I'm from the USA. I'm so cool.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So,
I think there's a few more actually. Any more? I'm gonna leave some boring ones out. There are a few ones left. Just let me try to find them. There's definitely at least one more. Let me just look for it. Just let me. Oh yeah, this is the one. My interpretations of what death is.
okay.
Right. So when I was little, I always knew that death is something bad, but I didn't actually understand what it is. I actually remember the day I found out what death actually is. And what was happening was, when my parents said that someone has died, and you know that they get buried in coffins in graveyards.
Yep.
When they said that they get buried underground, I just imagined there's a massive underground city, and I used to think that being dead means that you're like ill forever, and I thought that people who are ill forever, they just get buried under the ground, and I just imagined this underground place with loads of old people walking around coughing, just and
like
just,
a whole
this
new...
giant, and I remember once my great grandfather, when we left Poland, he was about 91 years old. So when we left one day, I remember it was like our first I said it again. Our first week in England, and one afternoon my mum came up to me and she said, Ludwig, you know your great-grandfather, well, he died. And I thought, oh, and I didn't really take it. If it happened to me now, I'd actually be quite sad, but I didn't know what dying meant back then, so it didn't really affect me. His wife, she died a few years back. She died, I think, a year before I was born, maybe. And what happened was, my mum always talked about her to him. No, she always told me about her because it was her grandmother. She always talked to her about me. So I just imagined. I never knew what she looked like, but I just imagined this old lady in the massive underground town, and she meets my granddad. She says, "Granddad," and then my granddad says, "Grandma, what are you doing here?" That's what I imagined. I remember the exact way I imagined it. And just this massive underground city. I know, I'm weird. And then another interpretation of death. I remember the day I found out what dying actually is, when my dad was watching this song about soldiers, and And what was happening was, in the music video, people kept falling over. Because it was like people being shot, and they were falling over backwards in slow motion with blood around them. And I was thinking, what's this? And I thought, oh no, this is what dying is. But this is not where my dying story ends. You know what I used to think dying is? So I basically used to think, after that when people die, I knew that they fall over and never get up. But you know what I used to think that happens? You know that people feel it coming, like, they just walk around and just all of a sudden, well, basically they get ill first. They get terminally ill, then slowly, and they feel their last moment. They feel, oh, I'm about to die, so they have the chance to say their last words. I used to think that you're literally walking around, and all of a sudden you just suddenly drop to the floor. No warning. You're walking around and you just suddenly go, and you're dead. I just think that's just it. And, yeah, basically, what happened was, I just imagined. Also, I used to think that movies are when they make movies, I just thought that they make them up as they go along. So one day I thought, what if they're making a movie? What if they're recording a movie, and one of the actors just suddenly drops dead like that? And I thought that all the scenes are just filmed in one take. So there's no, this guy made a mistake talking, we're going to record this scene again. I used to think that they just record it and that's it. They don't try to record it again if something goes wrong. That's just the final thing. So I thought that if someone dies, they keep that on camera and they just change the storyline and make it so that this person dies and now it carries on.
So that's what you thought?
Yeah, that's what I thought death was. And I think that's everything.
Yeah, so
you know what I like, Neve. You know what I like the most about these podcasts.
I think
we're lucky to be growing up in a world with things with photographs in which it's easy to take pictures, to store them, to carry information.
Yeah, to hold. Yeah, I think the best part about this is just seeing our being able to capture our growing up.
Yeah, this is memories, and it's a way of storing memories. That's how I think of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm planning to do...
oh my God. Okay.
Fine, you can.
Okay. I think that this is good for a couple reasons, that we can store this, and also that we know more about each other, which kind of makes it more fun, and YouTube and stuff, and more interesting, these podcasts.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really going to need to count this. I've improved from last time.
That was his 200th like.
Yep. So, yeah, basically, what I'm planning to do is, when I'm basically old and I'm in my last years of my life, what I'm planning to do is just to watch all my YouTube videos, to listen to all these podcasts, and just remember all the memories, just remember the good times. That's what I'm planning to do.
Yeah, that's the good times. That's smart. That's actually, I want to do that too. Maybe we can both go to I'll meet you at England and we'll be like grandpas and be like, hey, Quayside, you want to see our YouTube videos?
Oh yeah.
What's going on? You're so with a heart attack.
yeah. And then we die. We just come to see each other. We just both drop to the floor with no warning.
Yeah, drop to the floor. We're just like, hey, Quayside. And that's the ending of Corsac and Eve.
Yeah.
Okay, before you guys go today, I just want to ask you one question. What is your weirdest childhood memory and childhood thing you believed in? We have some weird childhood memories. I can't stop laughing and thinking about old Corsac and Eve just falling to the floor. Hey, okay, so yeah, hope you enjoyed this extra long podcast. We enjoyed making it, certainly, and we're excited to
How long is
make
it?
another podcast.
Oh God, 1 hour. 1 hour.
I know.
Wow,
that's an extra long podcast, so, wow. Sucks for Corsac. Okay, so thank you guys for
for
watching.
those of you who don't know, I edit these, and it's going to be a pain in the neck for me.
Thank you guys for not watching, but listening to these podcasts. If you did enjoy this podcast, a new podcast will be uploaded to our SoundCloud profile soon. Also, it will be uploaded to a website we will be creating for all our podcasts. But make sure, if you did enjoy this podcast, to leave a comment, follow us on SoundCloud so you can listen to our newest podcast. But besides that, guys, thank you for listening, and we'll see you all when me and Koizak are grandpas. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.